guys, and welcome back to my channel again. My name is Sania Adrian and I am an ABA student from Dian Cipta Cendekia, Bandar Lampung. So, if last week we talked about what is the definition of public speaking, today in this video I'll tell you some do and don'ts in speaking publicly. Ready? So let's get started. First, what I want to tell you is that plan your talk first. Do decide what is the purpose of your talk really is. What is the take-home message you want to give your audience? Organize your talk accordingly, focusing sharply on your intended message. And second, do prepare a talk that will fit within the time limit you are given. That includes allowing time for questioning from the audience and rehearse with stopwatch if necessary. Don't forget that studies shows an audience can remember only 3 or 4 things when you present in a talk. And second is don't distract from your message by including peripheral topics or excessive arcane details. Then don't forget that any lecture is a performance. You must work to get your message across. And then the second point I want to tell you is that you need some basics to learn before you start talking in public speaking. Do show some enthusiasm and energy, because if you're not excited about your topic, why should the audience be, right? And then do face your audience. If you need to see your slides, then look either at your overhead projector in front of you or at the screen on the computer running in your presentation. It's not only rude to turn your back on your audience, but it also means that you're speaking into the screen and not your audience. Don't keep jumping back and forth through your slide. Either reorganize your talk to avoid this or duplicate the needed slide to the second place where it fits. Don't change a slide, then stop halfway. Either change it or you can leave it. And don't fidget nervously in front of your audience. Make sure your movements are gestures, purposeful and graceful. And then prepare your words and phrases, because you need to say what topics you are going to tell about in a clearly defined in any terms that may not be familiar to your audience. Then remember, they are not probably from the same specialty as you, so you need to make the sentence briefly and easy to understand. Do keep acronym to an absolute minimum, because they're like speed bumps to listeners which is unfamiliar with them. Don't end a sentence with right or with okay, because it's not a good statement. Don't start with a sentence so, because it sounds very subjectively, not objectively. And don't apologetically introduce a topic with just a real quick or briefly or similar word. What that tells your audience is that this isn't really important or relevant, but I'm going to inflict it on you anyway, something like that. And then about laser point, you can use laser point to direct the audience attention to the part of an image or a graphic which is you are referring when in the area of interest is not going to be obvious to them. Put the laser point down when you aren't using, which should be most of the time. Okay, don't wave the laser point all over the screen as you talk. You're going to give your audience headache as their eyes jerks all around the head trying to keep up. Okay, so use it slowly and steady. Don't use laser point to point to text. Your audience is capable of reading as you are. Do you still run fingers under the word as you read? No, right? So do they. And about the questions, do answer questions as briefly as possible. Remember, there may be only one person in the audience interested in a specific answer. Do remember that I don't know is perfectly a good answer. You needn't go into a 5-minute explanation of why you don't know. If you're working on answering the question, just say that. And don't use a question as an excuse to bring up the dozen slides you cut out of your talk in order to meet the time limit you were given. Don't hold private conversation with questioners in front rows. Make sure everyone in the audience know what is the question, repeat if necessary, and can hear you and understand the answer as well. So that is some do and don'ts point from my perspective. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Bye bye.